Smile, you fuck!
I'm sorry.
Smile!
Won't you fucking say
What the fuck? Show me! Smile! Smile, you fuck!
I'm sorry.
Smile!
Won't you fucking say
What the fuck? Show me!
So they finally came out with the name Kai Jai Adam Lowe. So Kai Jai Adam Lowe, 30-year-old Kai Jai Adam Lowe. We don't know. I don't think he's Filipino. I think he is Asian but not Filipino. Now this matters because some people were thinking that it could have been a white supremacist, not a white supremacist. Some people thought it could have been Muslim, not Muslim. But it is an Asian, and there's a purported motive. And I'll get to that in a second. This here video, that above video, this is the guy.
I'm sorry.
Smile!
Won't you fucking say
This is Kai Jai Adam Lowe.
Smile!
So just an update on this. There's been a motive that's been put forth, and here's a video of them with a search warrant searching his house. So him and his mother lives together, and he had recently lost his brother. Recently he had lost his brother last year, a senseless murder. A senseless murder. They just walked outside and they saw that his elder brother was dead, and the mother was distraught over that. He was distraught. He was very sad about it. And they were losing their house. They're on the verge of losing their house, to where his mother had tried to take her own life. So, okay, he went through some tragedy, so he understands what it's like to have somebody taken from him that he loves. Somebody that he loves was taken from him. So, let's see. I think there's another picture. Let's look at this.
Smile! Smile, you fuck!
I'm sorry.
Smile!
Won't you fucking say
What the fuck? Show me!
Okay, so that's the guy right there, and he was being held by civilians. Civilians had stopped it, so bystanders had arrested him. Now they're saying that the police knew him, and that there are some episodes and wellness checks and stuff, and mental health professionals had talked to him.
He killed a 2-year-old kid? What you did?
So, okay, we got the perpetrator. We got the guy. So now let's talk about the motive. They're saying that perhaps it was a cardiac arrest or a seizure. I had read somewhere where the chief, Adam Palmer, emphasized during a press conference that it was a medical tragedy, not an intentional act, and that there's no evidence suggesting terrorism, impairment, or criminal motive. So it wasn't terrorism, it wasn't hatred, it wasn't criminal violence. Instead, it was a result of a serious, acute medical episode. And then some people have suggested that maybe he suffered a seizure or a cardiac arrest. I would think that that's kind of the only excuse. It's the only excuse that I would mull over. It still doesn't excuse what had happened. Because the story is, the car's driving fast. He's got that black Audi SUV. He's driving fast in a residential neighborhood. He does a U-turn and he sits there for a minute. And then he slams on the gas. He slams on the gas right through this food truck avenue. He slams on the gas right through this food truck avenue. And the sounds that he heard was thud, 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 thud. They said it was like bowling pins. He was like a bowling ball going down a bowling ball lane, and all the bowling ball pins were just being knocked out of, all over the place. The bodies were grotesquely mangled. So the bodies were mangled grotesquely. So a lot of people were dead on impact. Other people are just massively injured. Totally mangled. Talk about one of the worst deaths you could imagine. Does anybody question whether or not a vehicle could be used as a weapon? A 5-year-old was killed. A 2-year-old was in critical condition. Even if you're going through a seizure, even if you're going through a cardiac arrest, so you're having a heart attack, you're going through a seizure, you're just shaking, and you can't really control yourself. Okay, I can understand that. But if you're shaking, you're not hitting the foot on the gas, and it's not, pedal to the metal. You don't have a lead foot. Your lead foot isn't holding on the gas, and then you drive perfectly straight down this lane. He ran over hundreds of people. And like I said before, he was driving fast before. He stops and he does a U-turn. He could have just stopped right there. He felt something was coming, like some sort of cardiac arrest or seizure. He stopped. He did a U-turn. He could have turned the car off. You're going through some episode, pull off to the side, turn the car off. So I don't know if I buy it. I'm real pissed off about this because this is just such bullshit. That seems like a nice little area. This is the Datu Lapu Lapu parade. And this Lapu Lapu guy is actually pretty remarkable. He stood up against the Spanish colonizers, like in the 1600s or some shit. So this Lapu Lapu guy is, just an absolute badass. So, it's a good festival. I just don't, I still don't forgive him. 11 people are dead, and there's still 20 people that's critically injured, so we don't know how many more people are going to die, if any people are going to survive, and then we don't know the extent of the injuries. Are people ever going to walk again? Has there been spines that were severed? It was incredible how people looked at him, and they're cussing at him, and he said sorry. So he did, show some remorse. Sorry. But that's not enough now, is it? That's not enough. I want to know, did you go through a seizure? Did you actually go through a cardiac arrest? You had a mental episode? I saw a lady that was yelling about release the hostages. So Palestinian protester was saying something to a Zionist, and then she was like, release the hostages! Release the hostages! Was that a mental episode? Did she crack? Did she break from reality? Did she snap? So, I would like to hear the full explanation. I would like to hear him talk about the cardiac arrest or the seizure. I would like to hear that he's not a racist, that he doesn't have any hatred in his heart for the Filipino people, that he wasn't doing it for any religious extremist or political violence. I want to hear it out of his own mouth. They said that he's been charged with 8 counts of second-degree murder. So maybe he didn't premeditate the thing the day before, but while he's driving around, He's just getting all pissed off, seeing a bunch of happy people, you know, a bunch of people just going to a festival, freaks the fuck out and plows through them. If you're going through a seizure, you're not going to drive straight. You're going through a seizure, your whole body is shaking, so your foot isn't going to stay on the gas pedal. You're going to drive erratically. It's going to go left to right. If you're going through a cardiac arrest, maybe, you know, you just seize your chest. Maybe a cardiac arrest might have a lead foot, you know, metal to the pedal. But a cardiac arrest, are you going to drive straight? Are you going to drive straight through all those people? Right? Why didn't he hit any of the food trucks? He ran over hundreds of people. Thud, 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 like bowling pins, including a 5-year-old kid. 2-year-old is in critical condition. And this was moments right after Jagmeet Singh had gone to this Lapu festival. A bunch of festival goers were right there on Food Truck Avenue. He did a U-turn and he waited 1 minute. And then he gunned it. It was on Fraser Street and 43rd Avenue in Vancouver. So, just a fucking crazy episode, you know. I would say that some people say shit happens, so you just gotta chalk it up to, you know, shit happens. Shit happens like 5% of the time. I'm gonna presume that most of the time when shit happens like this, that it wasn't an accident. It wasn't some crazy cardiac arrest thing that had happened. And then one day before Canada's federal elections, talk about some terrible timing.